Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, today we're reading from the book of Galatians, chapter 5, and let's focus on verses 13 and 14. For you have been called to live in freedom, not freedom to satisfy your sinful nature, but freedom to serve one another in love. For the whole law can be summed up in this one command: love your neighbor as yourself. Now, he was known as the Secret Santa. And beginning on Thanksgiving and continuing through New Year's Eve, an elderly man began handing out $20 bills to strangers. And over the course of the next 30 years, Secret Santa gave away almost $2 million. And a few years ago, his identity was revealed. And in a twist of tragic irony, the Secret Santa, who had helped so many, was himself in need of benevolence. He needed a kidney transplant, and he didn't have enough money to pay for it. Now, for the critics, this story is confirmation of how idiotic philanthropy is. They say giving money without any kind of personal accountability or getting a tax deduction is just bad stewardship. Skeptics would say that people should only work their way out of poverty. They would even say that benevolence should only be left to professionals. And what the cynics will no doubt fail to recognize is how people worldwide rallied to pay for Secret Santa's operation. So much money poured in that a fund had to be set up to disperse the excess funds to others who were in need. Ready for it? Secret Santa will end up giving more out of poverty than when he was rich. I love it. Genesis chapter 47, verses 18 and 19. The next year, the Egyptians came again, and they said, "Our money is gone, and our livestock are yours. We have nothing left but our bodies and our land. Why should we die before your very eyes? Buy us and buy our land in exchange for food, and we will then become slaves to Pharaoh." As in the days of Joseph's leadership in Egypt, people in America have sold themselves into bondage. They are enslaved to credit card and to mortgage companies. America's insatiable desire for self has driven it into slavery, even government shutdowns at the federal level. The average American household maintains over $12,000 in credit card debt. Most of us can't afford to give to the poor even if we wanted to, because we keep giving to these minimum payments to credit card companies. And it reminds me of today's passage. Compared to the world economy, most of America's impoverished are still in possession of considerable disposable wealth. God has blessed us with spiritual and financial wealth, not to waste it all on ourselves, but to invest it in His kingdom. And when we use our freedom to satisfy ourselves, we become slaves to our desires. But if we love our neighbors as ourselves, the Lord, who sees what is done in secret, will bless the faithful. And that's who we should be, faithful. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people just like you. And yes, we do need your monthly support. Donating is secure and it's easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. You know, another way to help is just tell people about Groundworks Ministries. Just spread the word. Share these podcasts with friends and family and on your social media. And of course, you can always direct folks to our website, groundworksministries.com.